Hi everyone, I'm back with one more video. In my last video I talked about all the 38 essences. I kind of gave one liner on each of the essences as briefly as possible. In this one I'm going to talk about just one of them, and this one is Aspen. Let me show you which one. It is Aspen. I hope you see it well. Yeah, okay. So in this video I'm going to give you signs and symptoms, about 10 or 12 of them, to use Aspen. Before we get into the signs and symptoms of Aspen, let me tell you my own personal journey with Aspen. About a bit more than a year ago, I had a panic attack. The time was around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping alone in my bedroom, and suddenly I sensed something. I felt something very strongly for about 2 to 3 seconds, and I woke up from my sleep and I got really frightened, so much so that I started screaming at the top of my voice. My flatmate from the next room came rushing to my room in order to check on me, to find out if I was fine, what happened to me. And she kept asking me as to what happened, why I screamed, and I had no answer at all. I couldn't explain anything to her. I knew that I was talking gibberish. Even at that moment I knew that whatever I said made no sense to her, and I couldn't explain anything basically. After about spending 10 or 15 minutes with me, she wanted to leave, and when she wanted to leave I kept insisting her not to leave me alone. And I tried to kind of emotionally blackmail her even at that stage, so that she could stay with me, or she would stay with me. But she had to leave anyway after about an hour, and I couldn't sleep that night. After that, I was sitting on my bed in that position for 3 to 4 days non-stop. I refused to sleep, I refused to eat. I ate for maybe one banana or an apple throughout the day, and I didn't need anything else. I didn't need food, I didn't need to sleep. I was sitting right at the same position and on my bed, and feeling just one emotion, and that was extreme fear. Couldn't sleep because I was scared of falling asleep and getting the same nightmare again, or the same sensation again. So I just refused to continue with all the human activities. After about 4 days, somebody came and picked me up, and I left. It wasn't an easy journey. For about 6 months, I refused to stay all by myself in an apartment any time of the day, during the day or night. I refused to get into an elevator if there was no one else in the elevator. I refused to stay at work if there was no one else in the evening. Normally, I used to be the last one to leave my workplace because I lived right next door. But during those days, during those intense 6 months, I just didn't want to be the last one leaving my workplace. After about 6 months, someone offered me Bach Flower remedies. He said that it was a gift for me, and it really was the most beautiful gift, well, one of the most beautiful gifts that I have received so far. He had prepared this treatment bottle with 4 flowers. One of them was Aspen. Once I started using it, after about a week's time, I was able to live by myself in an empty apartment again. It took me about a couple of months to feel fine again, to start living a normal life again. By now I live in a huge apartment, and sometimes I do get alone. Everybody leaves, and at times when I get hungry at say 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes it does happen, right? We get hungry at odd times. So I get out of my bedroom, I go to the kitchen, I make myself something, and I live a normal life. I'm not completely out of it, not 100%, but I can definitely say that I'm 80% out of it, and I am not taking any orthodox medicine or drug-based medicine. I've been using only the flower essences, and Aspen is one of them. So that was my story. Now let me give you the signs and symptoms of Aspen Bach Flower. The first one would be vague and unknown fear. One feels extremely scared and fearful, but doesn't know what it is. Aspen is the solution. Next one he is not able to explain the reasons, although he may or may not know, or he might have an idea of what he is fearful of, but is totally unable to explain it to others, or sometimes doesn't want to explain it to others. Aspen can be given to him in that situation. Number 3, an apprehension or an intuition that something terrible, something bad is going to happen. But what it is, where that logic or that intuition is coming from, no idea. Aspen is the solution. At times, some people are oversensitive to atmosphere or environment, so much so that they might sense, hear, or sometimes even see the hidden energies that usually people do not sense, do not perceive. And there could be many that can have that sensitivity, but not everyone might get scared. However, there are others that would get extremely scared, extremely fearful. Aspen could be given to them. The 4th one could be oversensitivity to dream consciousness. That, after we fall asleep every night, we kind of visit that dream consciousness or visit that dream plane. Some of us may not be able to come out of that dream consciousness and lose faith or trust in physical reality altogether, and may continue to live in that dream consciousness. That could be a huge hindrance in continuing his survival needs. In that case, Aspen could be given. Sometimes it could be that someone is apprehensive that his physical boundaries have been invaded or breached, and he is subject to external or supernatural influences and feels very fearful about it. He could try Aspen. One of the emotional state could be again the same thing. Emotionally, somebody feels invaded and he feels any external powerful influence can happen, and the person feels vulnerable and doesn't know why, unable to explain things. Not necessarily something supernatural, but an apprehension that has no logic, no basis, and feels anxious, worried. We can give Aspen to this person. The next one could be hypersensitivity or oversensitivity to new places. Sometimes when we go to a hotel room or to a friend's place or a relative's place, we might feel an eerie sensation or something is spooky. It is possible that one is not able to fall asleep in a new place, but doesn't know exactly why. We could give Aspen. The next one could be a night terror. Just at the thought of nightfall, one could feel extremely scared. It happened to me in those 6 intense months. The moment the clock struck, 6 o'clock in the evening, depending on the month, I used to feel very scared. I used to get sad I used to complain that why would even night happen? Why can't it be day throughout the day? All 24 hours. Just at the thought of nightfall, I used to feel very scared. In this case, I'm not talking about fear of darkness, because fear of darkness is something that we can name, that it's the fear of something that we're already aware of. But night terror is something that it's an unknown fear that happens or that comes when the night falls. But it has no logical reason or no other explanation to it. The next one would be nightmare. Often children get nightmares, or even adults get nightmare. It used to happen to me for years. I used to get repeated nightmares or repeated bad dreams. The similar dreams happening years after years. After taking Aspen, I don't get them anymore. Not anymore. Once in a while, I might still get a bad dream, but not those repeated nightmares anymore. Then another symptom could be waking up from a bad dream or nightmare and feeling extremely frightened. Although the nightmare or the bad dream itself is forgotten, the emotion of being extremely frightened persists. Aspen could be a good solution in those situations. One of the physical symptoms that I can give you is stomach upset or intestinal problems. Diarrhea is one of them. A person might and get intestinal problems due to extreme fear or panic attacks. Aspen could be a solution. So that's all that I wanted to share today. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think about the information that I'm sharing, about the content, in the comments below. Please don't forget to share and like this video. And I'll be back soon with another video. Till then, I hope you stay healthy and happy. Bye for now.